I'm going to splice a radio antenna wire. It was pinched in a bad way and cut in the door jamb, and that's my fault because I didn't do a really good job of making sure that that couldn't happen. But just for a quick splice, I leave it up to you guys to figure out how you want to protect it. But I did feed a little bit of extra. There was a loop in the wire up there, and I pulled that loop out and then fed the extra wire down through the door jamb, and I cut the bad section off. This is where it was pinched, and this is where there was an old splice. But I'm an owner operator, and I drive local, and I don't really have to worry about doing everything perfect. This is a really old truck, and anyway, I'm just going to show you how to splice this thing so that it'll work for you again. I had already started on it and decided to go ahead and do a video. I just finished doing a video on changing a door latch, and anyway, got my wire cutters, and I'm just very carefully nipping the outside of this coax. Try not to cut that shielding wire in there. Now, we're not going to be completely shielded at the splice, and then again we might be. Just kind of spread this shielding wire out a little bit and pull it down over. Now see, we're clean. The copper's clean up here, but on this one it's not. It's kind of brown. But I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to pull that down and out of my way with both of these. And then I'm going to strip that wire in the inside there, which is really black on this case, but I don't have enough wire to cut back far enough to find really clean wire. So I'm going to just, with a controlled grip, I'm going to carefully clean this wire here with the wire cutters. Normally you wouldn't have to do that, but since there was a very old splice, who knows, it might be 10, 15 years old, maybe more. But I like to solder my joints, and apparently I didn't have solder. I might have fixed this on the road somewhere because it's not soldered. Although sometimes I do have a soldering iron in the truck that I can plug into a power inverter. Anyway, I think I got enough of that off. I'm going to go ahead and, I'm not going to twist them together. I'm just going to go ahead and just slide them into each other there. I think they'll hold long enough for me to solder that. Maybe, maybe not. I always use rosin core solder. Took a radio class when I was a little kid in junior high school, and we made a radio in that class, and they taught us to solder electronics and electric always use rosin core. And some people disagree and say, oh, acid core works better on this old dirty stuff. Yeah, it will work better, but it won't last as long, because the acid will start working on the copper, and eventually, with the humidity and voltage going through it and all this stuff, eventually you end up with corrosion and a problem. Well, there's no voltage. I mean, no high voltage, no high amperage going through this, so it doesn't have to be a perfect contact, but I do like a soldered contact. Now, while that's cooling, I'm going to go ahead and get some tape. I forgot to bring some over here. I gotta do the same thing to some of these strands. They won't be so much braided anymore, not all of them, because I gotta scrape them a little bit or I won't be able to solder them. Can't solder to that black copper. It's gotta have some pink copper showing through. Or whatever color you want to call it, brown, gold, brown. I probably won't get very much solder on that, but I'm going to try to get a little bit. Now they make little butt connectors that you can get and put these back together with those. Let that cool a little bit. Try to reach around the back side here and get another one. I can't be getting it too hot because the tape is plastic. And I'm going to try to get one back here if I can. Well, that should work. Not perfect, but I don't think the radio's going to know the difference. But that main wire that goes through the dashboard doesn't just go through the dashboard. That thing goes through some really weird places, and it is very difficult to change that wire. Really, the best way to do it is to like cut the ends off of it and fish it through, fish a new wire through tied to the old one. On this particular truck, this old FLD, Freightliner FLD, it looks like I can just zip tie. Every so often on the door hinge there is a place sticking out there. And it looks like I put a zip tie on this one just now, and to try to hold that on the inside of the hinge where it's not going to get pinched. And it's looking like that's going to work out for me. I don't know if those are designed for that purpose or not, but I'm going to use them. I'm going to use them that way. All right, thanks for watching.